Jake Peavy was a key part of the Giants' championship run last season, bringing energy and passion every time out. Peavy's win against the Nationals in Game 1 of the NLDS set the tone for a series win for the Orange and Black, who never looked back and went on to win their third title in 5 years. Peavy returns to the rotation. Game 1 of the series. Next.
Here on this Friday night in Washington, D.C., we come to you from Nationals Park. This is Game 1 of this three-game series, Giants and Nationals. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Not so good in Miami. The Giants go 0-3, so they need to get back on track. And tonight they hand the ball to Jake Peavy.
Well, Jake Peavy, who got off to a horrible start early in the year, had some physical problems. Those physical problems are now behind him. And really, in his mind, his season starts tonight. He's looking for a stop job to get this team back in the win column. But you know you're going to have to go through Washington. They still have some ill feelings about last October, and they want a little payback in this series. So, a lot on the line. Let's see how they do.
All right. Susek catching, Buster Posey at first. Good matchup, Peavy. Gonzalez, stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update. And we'll do that right after these messages.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here we are at Nationals Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 79 degrees here at the Yard. You see winds very light, humidity at 62%. And as always here in our nation's capital, a chance of rain. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. It'll be Pagan, Panik, and Duffy. Buster Posey, he's red hot right now. He'll be the cleanup hitter. Susac, Crawford, and Maxwell. Blanco will hit 8th, and Peavy will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Washington Nationals will be the veteran left-hander Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a 6-year veteran, 29 years of age. And when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s, big curveball, and a changeup. 72 strikeouts in 81 2/3, 5-4 with a 4.41 ERA. He's been inconsistent. When he's been good, he's been very, very good. When he has not been good, it has been ugly. But when he locks into a good rhythm, he's as good as any left-hander in the National League East. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind him. Starting in the Nationals outfield from left to right will be Robinson, Span in center, and Harper in right. Desmond and Escobar on the left side of the infield. Espinoza and Moore on the right side of the infield. Lobaton will be in the squad.
And the first pitch of the ball game is fouled out of play. So we will watch Pagan as he falls behind. No balls and 1 strike. And a call strike. Pagan hitting .266. He's got 19 runs batted in. Panik to follow. And Pagan just stays alive. Pagan 2 for 5 lifetime against Gio Gonzalez. Foul back, so Pagan a pretty good rip on an 0-2 pitch. It's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
And you know, he'll cruise around 91, but we've seen him reach back and hit 95. So he's got in his arm to add with the fastball. You'll usually see that add against guys he doesn't like or a 2-strike count.
This is lifted into left center field, and it is going to fall. Well, I thought that ball was going to hang up there long enough for somebody to catch it. And Taylor and Span did not.
Yeah, it's Michael Taylor out in left field. Let's take a look at the Bermuda Triangle. You talk about putting a ball right between 3 defensive players. You're talking about Desmond, Taylor, and Span, and that is right in the middle. That is a thing.
So here's Panik. Panik hitting at .316. 6 home runs, 30 driven in. And he takes a strike. Panik has never faced Gonzalez before. Giants trying to snap a 3-game losing streak as Gonzalez will check on Pagan. Giants scrapped in every game in Miami, but it was not enough. Came out on the short end in all 3 games. Panik pops it up. This will be Desmond who will drift over into shallow left field and put it away. And that'll bring up Duffy. Duffy at .294. Duffy with 8 home runs, 37 runs batted in. he, like Panic, has never faced Gonzalez before. And he takes wide. Calling balls and strikes is John Hirschbeck. Then it's Little, Cuzzy, and Davis from first to third.
And you want a scout report on John Hirschbeck, you can make a real quick one. Big zone, short fuse.
And a call strike to even the count.
You'll see low strikes, you'll see strikes in the belts, good healthy corners, good zone to throw to, but not a good idea to argue with it.
What was that?
Big zone, short fuse.
Big fuse, short zone?
No, big zone.
Oh. Duffy fouls it out of play. It's 1-2. Duffy had 2 hits in that series against Miami. And the guy that's red hot right now is on deck, and that's Buster Posey. And Pagan leaning, but he got back.
Now that was Gonzalez's #1 move, and it's a balk move. Watch the right foot stride, and that's right halfway between first and home. I mean, he is right on the line. And the thing about Gonzalez is he can throw from the sidearm, and I think that's what gives him an advantage from when he wants to kind of lay his stride open and throw from the low or the high sidearm position. And he can put something on it.
Double play ball to Desmond. He underhands it to Espinosa. Got him, and that's going to end the inning. Although Bruce Bochy is probably going to take a look at this. Consequently, not everybody is going to leave the field. And you can read Ron Wotus's lips. He said he's safe. So they're going to look at it.
Kind of a changeup from Desmond, the shortstop, to Espinosa. Espinosa has a good arm, but he just couldn't get the ball fast enough. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, who's at third base tonight, exchanging pleasantries with Bruce Bochy. And one more time, let's take a look at it. He's safe.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity. So Posey's going to get a chance to hit.
We think.
I thought even from up here, where it's hard to see through the clouds, I thought from up here that through the fog and clouds that I thought Duffy was safe.
This is the highest perch in the big leagues. And there you see Jerry Davis say, "You're safe." So everybody's going to come back out, and Posey's going to get a chance to hit Gonzalez out of the stretch, and that's significant, as hot as he's been.
So making that call at first was Will Little. So although we don't keep track of these things, but Little is 0 for 1.
And making the call in the Giants clubhouse, Sean Dunston, Chad Chop. So give them a feather in their cap.
Yeah, that's our view.
That is, it's beautiful. It's hard to. Well, it's hard for the play-by-play guys. That's what it's hard for.
Good disclaimer here in the first inning. So here's Posey hitting at 304. He's 3 for 14 lifetime against Gonzalez. Duffy's got a healthy lead. He may have taken that lead just to see if he could draw a throw.
I agree. I think it was a one-way lead, but with the one-way going back to the bag. There's 2 one-way leads, one back to first base and one to second. You go on first movement.
Posey, line drive right at Espinosa, and that's going to end the inning. Jake Peavy coming out. It's been a while. Here's Matt Williams' lineup. It'll go like this. It'll be Span, Espinosa, and Escobar. And then, of course, the man who's got great numbers this year, Bryce Harper. He'll be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Robinson, Desmond, and Lobaton, followed by Michael Taylor, and then Gio Gonzalez.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Jake Peavy. Peavy, 34 years of age, and for Peavy, he is in his 14th year at the big league level. It's start number 3, and the former Cy Young Award, 3-time All-Star, did not fare well in his first 3 outings. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that's high 80s, low 90s with sink. It's a low 3/4 release. So throw a curveball, a slider, a changeup.
And a first pitch strike from Peavy to Denard Span, who's hitting .310 with 5 home runs, 22 driven in. In at third is Duffy. Span's got some ownage on Peavy. He's 7 for 20 lifetime with 5 doubles. So I consider that ownage.
Span last year, when he could get out of the box as a hitter, absolutely the slowest guy in the league at the plate.
Fouls it back. These are the numbers we're talking about. 5 doubles.
However, in the postseason, over 3.
Nope, he puts on the brakes only because Blanco got there quickly.
That was a great defensive play. Let's check out the defense playing behind Peavy tonight, starting in the Giants outfield. From left to right, it'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Maxwell, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Panic and Posey on the right side. Andrew Susac, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. And here is the footwork of Blanco getting to it quickly. And Span can run. I mean, that's a significant 90 feet. Span has 11 steals on the year. He has not been thrown out yet.
Pitches outside to Espinosa.
91-mile-an-hour fastball with some sink. Dave Righetti, the look of concern. He wears that look with every one of his pitchers.
He does.
Mother hen.
Get on the ground to Panic. Panic to Crawford. Crawford to Posey. That's a double play.
Nationals are going to take a look at that. Rare to see Brandon Crawford have any kind of problem on the exchange glove hand to bare hand, but he had a little bit of a problem getting it out of his glove. I would 4-6-3, hang with him.
Well, in all honesty, if you follow the rules, Spans, he can't do that.
No.
I mean, you can call that double play no matter what. You have to be able to get to the bag. Pop up to right, Maxwell over, and it's a fair ball, so it'll be a double for Escobar. Here's the play we're talking about.
There's no way that Span could reach back and touch second base. I mean, that's the criteria. And if you cannot do that, you're out of the baseline basically, and it's an automatic double play.
So
I'm not sure if that ball was fair.
So here's Harper.
One more look. Yeah, fair ball. From that angle, fair ball.
Harper against Peavy lifetime 2 for 3. Remember, these numbers do not include postseason. First pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. See where Harper ranks in the National League. Yeah, I'd say he's headed to Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, they're already starting to make a case for him as the MVP in this league. That's how good those numbers are.
2 balls, no strikes.
But Peavy has an open first base here. And in this situation early in the ball game, not a bad idea to show some respect to this guy.
I agree. And now they're going to walk Harper intentionally.
And that's respect. He's earned it.
Here's our AT&T Uverse Rewind. Last year's NLDS, Jake Peavy, this is what he did. He went 5 2/3. He allowed a couple of hits, no runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Should never forget that game that he pitched. Game 1 is as important as game 4. And Peavy was fabulous. Here's Clint Robinson. Just so Clint Robinson doesn't look like Justin Bour.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. Giants never saw Justin Bour before, and all he did in the Miami series is hit a home run every day of the series, including 2 3-run shots that decided the game.
I think Bour, I mean, they saw Bour obviously in San Francisco, but prior to that, they'd never seen him before. There's a strike. It's another 2. And a high fastball at 92 with 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I don't think in his first 2 starts this year, Giants saw 92 ever. And impingement in his back. He just could not release his backside. Couldn't generate hip speed or arm speed.
Nice play by Susak. Susak on the 1-2 pitch. Keeps it out in front of home plate.
So a changeup out in front of home plate. Use that chest protector as your glove. It's textbook perfect right there. Nice job.
Kobe Landreth smiling in the valley.
Yes, he will be.
2 balls, 2 strikes. No overshift, but Panic playing in shallow right field. And Robinson steps out.
Being very deliberate.
Three and 2. Now the runners will be on the move. Maxwell moving over towards the line, and Maxwell will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Susak's going to lead things off.
We're going to take a look at the National League RBI leaders this season. On top of the heap, Nolan Arenado, then Giancarlo Stanton, Paul Goldschmidt, Bryce Harper with 58, Buster Posey with 56. So 2 of the top 5 in this series. And those are our cold, hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Good facts. Here's Susak. Susak hitting at 256. And he wraps one to right field for a base hit. All right, you want to go over the roster moves, Mikey?
Well, a big day for roster moves in the Giants clubhouse. And what do you say we take a look at them? Jake Peavy was activated, pitching tonight. Tim Hudson put on the DL. Ryan Lawless, contract purchase from Sacramento. He is here now. Travis Ishikawa, designated for assignment. Josh Osich, contract purchase from Sacramento, and Mike Broadway was optioned back. And to make room for Josh Osich, Brett Bochy was designated for assignment.
Here's Crawford. Crawford takes up an inning.
And I think the last thing we mentioned about Brett Bochy getting off the 40-man roster was hard on his guy, as you would expect it would be.
Maxwell to follow. There's a fastball for a strike. Crawford at 270, 11 home runs, 47 driven in.
Talking hitting, Bam Bam Newlands, Buster Posey.
I mean, when I see that shot, I think of one thing. If Buster's catching, he's not doing that.
No, you're probably right.
He's sitting there with his shin guards and chest protector on.
He's thinking about the game he's going to call as a catcher. Buster Posey hitting 351 as a first baseman. I mean, his numbers at first base are off the charts.
Perspec's going to give Gonzalez that pitch. It's 2-2.
I recognize that look on a hitter's face right there. That's the look of disbelief. He did not think it was a strike.
He's going to have to cover it if Gonzalez goes out there again. And this is hit up the middle. Flip to Desmond. And that's a pair. Well, follow the Giants all season long with 2015 MLB.com at bat. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Each team now with a double play, and here's Maxwell. Yeah, never gets old. Maxwell takes a strike. Never gets old.
No, it does not ever get old.
I don't care where we go, it never gets old.
Yeah, it should have like a neon flashing light in the circle of that thing. Good change up there.
0-2. Pitch is in tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giants are 8-9 against the National League East. Way outside 2-2. Of course, the record was okay against the East until they landed in South Florida. You go back to that series, and the second game of that series is the one that hurt you. That'll end the inning. Bottom of the second coming up, and it'll be Desmond to lead things off.
Bay Area is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting for the Giants season. Breaking news, video, special features, and more only on csnbayarea.com.
Here's Desmond hitting at 219. Lots of power. Doesn't waste any time as he fouls that one straight back. 7 home runs, 23 driven in. It was a year ago about this time where he got about 20 home runs by now. So a slower start this year for Desmond. Out of play again, 0-2.
This is his walk year too. I mean, he turned down a lot of iron from the Washington Nationals with the idea that he was going to go out on the market, and this year so far he's really struggled.
No balls, 2 strikes. In tight, 1-2.
Can't get over the difference in the life and the velocity of the fastball. The difference between 92 and 90 is 2 feet, but it's the extra hop that the ball has at the end of the pitch.
Maxwell moving back, and Maxwell will make the catch.
It's the little extra pizzazz that allows you to, kind of miss a spot. You can miss it in the strike zone up a little bit, and if it's got that little extra life, it still jumps off the sweet spot. Gets up the bat or towards the end. It's what Peavy's always had. Take a look at the low 3/4 release. I mean, that's a fat pitch, but it had a little extra something on it, and it just got underneath it.
There's a strike call to Jose Lobaton. .238, 3 home runs, 11 driven in. Just inside with a fastball. Peavy's going to pitch well. He really does need to pitch inside. Everybody does, I guess.
Oh, you have to. But you also have to throw a strike inside. Knocking guys back off the plate is not really going to get their attention.
Blanco will wait for this one. We watched that whole arc of the ball. It was beautiful.
Last year, this is what Peavy threw. I mean, 72% of the time he's coming at you with hard stuff, with fastballs, 2-seam movement, cutters, and then the curveball, the changeup, slider, splitter. I mean, he was throwing everything he could up there. And it's all different movement, and he's always had a nice ability to control his pitches, even from the low 3/4 release, which is what's made him special. That's a quick little breaking ball in there.
This is Michael Taylor. Hitting at .251. And he bunts this one foul. I believe he was trying to bunt that towards Duffy, but he just did not get the angle of the bat. So he just didn't get the barrel of the bat out in time. It's 0-2 to Michael Taylor. Looks like he's 12 years old standing at the plate.
Right.
He does. It's like, look at this guy. Looks like a young Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, like, you're right, like a little teenager, 16, 17.
This is going to be a souvenir down the right field line.
About Michael Taylor, I mean, he's got some power. He's got some big time elasticity in his hands. They're fast.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. First strikeout for Peavy. For the Giants, it'll be Blanco, Peavy, and Pagan. Maybe more. 0-0. In game 2 of the NLDS, top of the 18th, Brendan Belt off of Tanner Roark. A big fly. I mean, a big fly. Giants win 2-1, and they take a 2-0 lead in the series. Brendan Belt. His only home run in postseason. Picked a good time.
It was a good one.
Picked a good time. So here's Blanco. Blanco swinging the bat right now. He's got his average up to 318. And he takes outside for a ball. PV to follow, and then Pagan. No score. Third inning. We mentioned that Dave Fleming's on assignment.
Dave Fleming on assignment.
And this time in another country. That's all we know.
That's all we know.
That's all we are allowed to know. Check swing foul. Blanco hit a home run yesterday off of Fernandez.
And I mean, it was a big boy, big fly.
He caught up to it, didn't he?
He really did. Second home run of the year for him. And we talked a little bit about the story that's happened this year with Blanco and his relationship with Nori Aoki.
Hit up the middle and a base hit. So Blanco aboard. We'll check with that in 1 second.
Now the New York Mets are coming to San Francisco this next homestand. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, July 6th, 7th, and 8th. Monday and Tuesday, both games are 7:15. The Wednesday game at 12:45 start. So you want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
So here's Peavy. So what? They're roommates? Is that what you said?
Well, they spent a lot of time around the batting cage, and Gregor Blanco noticed the way that Aoki was using his hands.
And a beautiful bunt by Peavy.
Cannot do any better there. So a 2-4 put out, sacrifice. And what Gregor Blanco was doing is he was using his arms. He would lock his arm out early in his swing and have a straight front arm going to the ball and basically barring that front arm. And what Aoki said is have a little bend in your elbow and lead with the knob of your bat and throw your hands to the ball. Use your hands more in your swing. And it has absolutely been a revelation for him. And we're talking about a guy who's 31 years old, who's got 5 years big league experience, making a very dramatic change, and the difference has been unbelievable.
Here's Pagan. Pagan singled in the first inning. And he takes wide, 1-0. The swing Mike's talking about.
Now, this is a 2-strike swing against a guy with a great breaking ball. And it's just a little difference about having a bent front elbow coming into the zone and allowing your hands to get quicker. And you can cover more ground, and he's barreling more balls. Much better defensive hitter in 2 strikes as well.
This has popped up. And Espinosa is going to make the catch.
But I like the story because it's just another way where a veteran like Nori Aoki can see something and put it in a way that is received well by another veteran and apply and finding a way to make a difference even when he's on the disabled list.
Absolutely.
So nice going, Nori Aoki.
So here's Panic. Panic popped out in the first inning. Into center field. Span. Side retired. Gonzalez is going to lead things off. It's 0-0.
Bay Area is brought to you by PG&E. Together, building a better California.
No score as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. It'll be Gio Gonzalez to bat first. And a strike to Gonzalez, who's 1 for 17. Span to follow, and then Espinoza. Another and 2.
That's a good breaking ball. He didn't have that. I mean, what he had, and he called a breaking ball early in the year, it had no snap to it. There was no quickness.
And the 0-2 pitch is down low, 1 and 2.
You know, I applaud PB for going out there trying to give him something, but when you're hurt, you're not yourself. You're playing with a 35-card deck.
2 and 2. Well, 0-2 to 3-2, so Gonzalez has at least gotten that far. Maybe could not walk Gonzalez here. Now with the top of the order coming up.
No, he does not want to get to the stretch position to face the top.
And that's going to be foul.
Gonzalez helping him out, swinging the ball forward.
He comes in to the strike zone again, and Gonzalez fouls it out of play.
I mean, that, you look at Gio Gonzalez and you see one hit on the year. He's a better hitter than that.
Down the left field line, hit well, and foul. Yeah, the only reason I know it's foul is Susak called it before the umpire did. Because I thought it was fair from here.
I thought it was gone. Jerry Davis, third base umpire, also signaled foul.
And he may look at it just to make sure that in his mind they got it right.
Oh, man. That wasn't fouled,
that was fouled by a bunch, wasn't it?
No.
I mean, all of 2 inches.
I don't even know how it could land there. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. I mean, seriously, in order for it to land there, it had to have gone through the foul pole. At least that's what it looked like from the angle we had as to where it bounced. Yeah, it's foul. But that ball was back. It looked like it was coming back. Usually a right-hander hits a ball down the left field line, it'll hook.
Well, I appreciate Susak calling it for me.
Well, I mean, Susak could also have been like the basketball players when a ball goes out of bounds.
Now, those Sacramento guys are pretty honest. I guarantee you Susak did some umpiring when he was young.
I'll eliminate that guy. He was signaling a home run. Just got through saying, yeah, this guy can hit. And no sooner did he say that, and he almost knocks it out of here.
No, I didn't say it. You did.
Look, this is a we. This is a team.
This is the 9th pitch coming up. The next pitch will be the 10th pitch coming up.
Well, from that perspective, even if he makes it out, he's had a great at bat.
Yeah, absolutely. Pagan with lots of room as he backpedals and he makes the catch. Mentioned that Dave Fleming is on assignment in another country. John Miller will be in innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the KNBR side. As here's Denard Span. Strike call.
If you look at Span, the way that he sets up, he's got one of the more unusual stances, especially with his front foot. His right front foot, he points it at the catcher. Now, I've never seen this type of a starting setup.
That is a bit odd, I agree.
I mean, I've seen guys with open stances, but when they hook the front toe in to an extreme point to where it actually faces Susac, that's a bit odd.
Look out. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Span hit one down the left field line on the ground past Duffy to open up the bottom of the first with a single. Two and 2.
Good changeup. That's the best changeup we've shown tonight. Just a good sell job. You can see the spin as that thing just dies as it gets up below the strike zone.
Got him.
And it sets up 91. Nice 2-pitch sequence there to end it. All right, time now for our Geico quote. This comes from Mets manager Terry Collins. How to break the Mets losing streak. So we're going to pick somebody.
I don't see any like laughing when he said that. Or...
I think he was kidding.
So here's Espinosa, who bounced into a double play. That's another changeup, I think.
Good changeup.
Well, it's working right now.
Oh, you're talking about an 8-mile-per-hour difference between the fastball and the changeup, with the same exact identical arm action. And when you're locating it down, that's what Peavy's all about.
Down the right field line, foul. And it stays at 0-2. That's the vantage point here where that ball was fair.
By 20 feet.
That's the hard part.
That thing takes off. We thought it was going to land over there.
Do me a favor, when John gets over here, get him on that subject.
No, that would not be a good subject.
John doesn't handle this very well. Let's put it that way.
Well, there's 2 ballparks that he scuffles with because of the height of the broadcast booth here in Pittsburgh. Beautiful ballparks. It's just a high broadcast booth.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. So John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It remains 0-0.
A happy hour at AT&T presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. You can join us at the pregame happy hour featuring live music and entertainment from Resurrection, a Journey cover band. The special event ticket includes access to the party, a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink, and a ticket to the Giants-Phillies game. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/special events. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. No score here at Nationals Park. And here to tell you all about it, John Miller.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And happy Independence Day weekend to everyone. There's a breaking ball off the outside from Gio Gonzalez to Matt Duffy. Duffy grounded into a force play his first time. And out of play, the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, for a while we thought he had grounded into a double play. First base umpire Will Little called him out, but that was one of the shortest replay reviews we've seen since replay became a part of the game, because he was not just safe at first, he was very obviously safe. Curveball off the outside, 2-1. Here's that play we're talking about.
Well, clearly beats the ball. But I mean, when we see plays that obvious, I think it should be quick.
Span going way back there, and he gets there.
Bernard Span with very good range in center field. And he plays a shallow set. He goes back on the ball as well as anybody.
So 1 away. Duffy is 0 for 2, and here's Buster Posey.
You know what's cool about this generation player, because of the ballparks and the big screens? I mean, they'll make a play like that. You can see them go back to the position, and they're watching the replay up on the big screen.
And a curveball misses to Buster for ball 1. Well, I would.
Oh, yeah. We all would. I mean, I wouldn't watch a home run that I just gave up. But
Buster takes ball 2. Well, I've seen pitchers even watch those sometimes as if to say, was that pitch really that bad? As if they want to see where it actually was.
Yeah. Good point.
Like a critiquing device or a tool. Buster fouls one that will go out of play. They're giving chase, but it doesn't even reach back out of play. The wind coming across from right field blew that one right back out of the field.
Now, yesterday against Carter Capps, one of the really impressive bullpenners we saw come out of that pen for Miami, threw a high fastball at 99, and Buster Posey said, "Hey, that's where I like him." And he proceeded to hit one out of the ballpark, his 13th on the year.
Buster has had 15 RBIs in his last 8 games. Bryce Harper out in right center. And that is out number 2. There's a couple of the halfway mark candidates for MVP in the National League right there.
Buster Posey, Bryce Harper, absolutely.
Our friend Marty Lurie on the KNBR radio show before the game brought that up. And it is that time of year and literally the 4th of July falls on the halfway mark for the Giants. This is game number 81 for the Giants, exactly the halfway part, the end of the first half. The second half begins tomorrow for the Giants. 0-1 to Susac. Andrew hit a single his first time. Back out of play, 0-2.
But I do like that about the players today with the big screen. I mean, when I came up to the big leagues in 1976, in my first 5 years in the big leagues in Wrigley Field, we didn't even have lights. Now they have big screens and replays. And
did he swing? Yes, he did. Will Little makes the call. 3 up, 3 down for the Giants. Escobar and then Bryce Harper coming up. Bryce Harper having a spectacular first half to face Jake Peavy when we return.
is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
From Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., no scores. We go to the last half of the fourth inning. And they had the famous president's race between innings. And Teddy Roosevelt never wins. Keep that in mind. And it was... Is Calvin Coolidge is new to the race tonight?
He's the new guy. Calvin Coolidge. They're breaking him out on 4th of July weekend. And here, kind of shoves Teddy Roosevelt out of the way. It's Calvin Coolidge.
An opening day first ball ceremony.
Two-seam fastball.
Well, he actually looks like he knew how to throw a baseball. There's the bat flying out of the hands of Yunel Escobar and into the seats. A frightening sight when you see that.
Hey, he made a play. Nicely done. Boy, this always scares you when you see this come into the stands. Look out.
Man.
Everybody's all right.
Yunel Escobar gets a new bat. They used to always go retrieve the guy's gamer, the one he uses in the games, and then they replace it with another bat.
Ooh. Oh, just missed her. Everybody's okay.
Escobar hit a double his first time, and he's had an excellent year. Escobar, the last couple of seasons, was with the Tampa Bay Rays. And it's a ball and a strike from Jake Peavy to Yunel Escobar. Escobar was traded a couple of times this winter. Picked up by the Oakland Athletics, and then just a few days later, the Athletics traded him to Washington for Tyler Clippard, the reliever. Shallow right. Maxwell gets there. One away. And now Bryce Harper to the plate. What your assessment of Jake Peavy so far?
Well, I'm impressed. He's got a little extra finish, which is what he gives. I mean, and that's always been his biggest asset, is the way that he gets that little extra jump on the ball with his sink, with his slider, and he's got that back tonight. We're seeing 92 miles per hour. We're seeing a variance between the changeup at 83 and the 92 with the fastball of 8 miles per hour. I mean, or 9 miles per hour. He's just been fantastic.
Bryce Harper ended up being walked intentionally his first time. And a check swing. The ball is too low. 1 ball and no strikes.
But we saw him early in the year. Nothing was quick. All of his movement was lazy. And you knew he wasn't right. I mean, it's more like the Jake Peavy the Giants saw the second half of last season, when he made a huge contribution to their championship.
And ball 2. And cut off the inside. 2-0 to Bryce Harper. Now, Harper's been walking a lot. You look at his numbers and the numbers for his teammates, and you certainly don't have to think long and hard about why the Nationals are not hitting well other than Harper. And it's 3-0.
This is a very significant thing. They have to get protection for Harper, because if they don't, this is what's going to happen. Now, they've got some significant people who are out on the disabled list, but that's a major concern for Matt Williams, getting him protection.
And he threw him a changeup on a 3-0 count, and it's 3-1.
Well, as hot as he's been, and where he ranks with all the offensive categories in the National League, you have to mix it up. You cannot get predictable at any speed or any location.
3-1 the count. And he walks again.
And if you walk him, he's just like, all right, not a problem. He'd much rather go at Robinson than Harper. I mean, and that's just a cold hard fact. Until Clint Robinson gets blazingly hot and demand that you pitch to Harper, nobody's going to pitch to him.
Clint Robinson, who so far in the major leagues this year has had 121 at bats, 3 home runs, and a .262 average at the moment. Big, strong guy. Got some minor league credentials. He's 30 years old. And his career arc is similar, say, to Travis Ishikawa with the Giants, except a lot less accomplishment at the big league level. He got into 14 games with the Dodgers, or in fact 9 games with the Dodgers last year in 2014, and 4 games with Kansas City in 2012. That's it. That's his only previous major league experience. And of course, the Nationals had an experienced and powerful first baseman, Adam LaRoche, who's gone now. Center field, Pagan. That's the big part of the yard. And out number 2, Harper has to go back to first. Hit hard by Robinson into an out.
You know, and no disrespect to Robinson. I'm sure he's a great ball player. To spend all that time in organized baseball, you have to have talent, and he's got some power. We watched his batting practice. But he's not enough for you to pitch to Harper. He's just not. And until he absolutely goes off and it gets publicized and he gets a little reputation around the league, everybody's going to steer clear of Harper.
Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond's another guy who is having a poor first half. Off the end of the bat, Posey coming over, and yes, and the side is retired. Desmond is now 0 for 2. Desmond, who began the night with a .219 batting average. Brandon Crawford coming up. We move to the 5th inning. Team 12 103 years ago. First game of a doubleheader. Rube Marquardt beat the Dodgers at the Polo Grounds, the Giants' home in New York, 2-1. It was his 19th consecutive victory to start the season. He would finish that year 26-12. But on this date, right about the halfway point of the season, he was 19-0. Rube Marquardt, a great pitcher back in the early days of the 20th century of the Giants. There's a strike to Brandon Crawford. Of course, the Giants played the World Series here in Washington. And when was that? 1924? Giants and the old Washington Senators. That's a foul. 0-2 to Brandon Crawford, who grounded into a double play his first time.
Got a little bit of a sprinkle going on.
Well, there's rain in the forecast for the weekend. Most of it, at least the forecast I saw, was for tomorrow. But it's had that rain kind of a feeling here at the ballpark as the overcast started crowding right over the top of the ballpark around game time. I'm going to check my Weather Channel app, Mike. It never steers me wrong. 66% humidity.
Well, time to break out the umbrella.
Very high to Crawford. And it's telling me that the chance of rain, 20%. Now you've got sort of like the Rolls Royce of iPhone weather forecasters. There's a high pop fly. Espinosa out. Span and Crawford in. It is Span, the center fielder. And Brandon Crawford is 0 for 2.
Well, we got this rain aware app when we were in St. Louis last year. This is what the St. Louis grounds crew was using, and we were amazed as to how accurate they were in putting on and taking off the tarp. And we asked them, where do you get your weather report? And they said, rain aware. It's an app. Get it. And we've been using it ever since. And it is accurate.
So how much longer will this sprinkle last?
4 minutes.
No, I mean exactly. Don't give me a sort of an about. So 4 minutes, is it? Or 3.5 now?
1 minute, 44 seconds. Rain will stop.
Maxwell, a former National. That's a foul out of play.
But it's funny because when you start talking around the league with teams that are in the Midwest and the East Coast that have to deal with rain every day during the summer, I mean, these apps are a big part of their lives. And everybody's got their special app. I mean, there's probably a dozen that are being used. But you know, in San Francisco, we don't even look to see if there's a possibility of rain until it's January.
2-2 to Maxwell. Well, my Weather Channel app saying for tomorrow at 11 a.m. a chance of thunderstorms, 41% chance until 1 o'clock. Game is supposed to start here at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, local time. Curveball hangs way outside of high. 3-2 now to Maxwell, who struck out his first time. 1 out, nobody on. Fifth inning, the Giants nothing, the Nationals nothing. Giants have had 3 hits, the Nats have had 2.
The thing about Gonzalez is that at times this year he has lost command, and when he loses it up, and he becomes hittable.
And that's the strikeout.
And that's the second time he's gotten Justin Maxwell on a payoff changeup, and that was a perfect changeup. Just completely convinced Maxwell that he was going to get a fastball, and he was way out front.
The 2 down, and here is Gregor Blanco. You can see rain still falling here at Nationals Park. Blanco hit a single his first time. Giants have not had another man reach base since then. No score, 5th inning. And it's 0-1. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Gio on that one.
Well, just a challenge fastball in a good location. And if you're Blanco, that's when you go, gosh, I hope he throws that one again. You're probably never going to see it again.
Ball and a strike.
That's the beauty of an 0-1 strike. Once you get that advantage as a pitcher, now you can go out in the corner. You get 2 pitches that are yours. Go in the corner, try to have him swing at your pitch. Now it's 2-1. Now you have to get back in that strike zone. Bite off a bigger piece.
Gonzalez back to the rosin bag after that last pitch, now drying his hands.
Steve McCatty, really an outstanding pitching coach for the Nationals. One of the good guys in the game right there. He knows as much about pitching as anybody.
Got the call on that one on the outside. 2-2. Blanco is hitting .323 for the season right up to the moment. 2-2. Along the left field line, hit well. Taylor runs out of room. We understand Taylor has become one of the outstanding defensive left fielders in the league already. We haven't seen him until today.
He's really a center field playing left field. I mean, you could say that about Bryce Harper. I mean, if you put him in center field, he would do a good job. He's a very good outfielder defensively.
2-2. The rain falling. It was a lot cooler, but in 2009 when Randy Johnson pitched here in a Giants uniform and got his 300th win, there was a little drizzle almost that whole game. And that ends the inning. Oakland just trying to make contact, couldn't do it. Last of the fifth coming up now. Jake Peavy will go back to the mound. It is 0-0. 2009, Randy Johnson, 45 years old, looking for his 300th win, and he faced the Nationals on a drizzly, soggy day. He had been rained out the night before, and he made this great play. But when he fell, he felt it in his left shoulder and finished the 6th inning, and that was it. His son was the bat boy, and his daughter and his wife were there as well. Randy Johnson, that was the second year in this ballpark. This park opened in 2008, and one of the real big bits of Major League history that occurred here. Maybe the first big historic moment in this ballpark's history. Randy Johnson with his 300th win, and some think he may be the last to win 300. Lobatone, the hitter, against Jake Peavy as we start the last of the 5th inning. Back to the screen. The thing that was odd about that day, nobody was here. Remember, we waited around half the night before, and maybe, what was it, 10:30 the night before they finally called that game off. And really, they just waited around, wanting to give Randy a chance to go ahead and pitch. So they had an impromptu make-up twilight doubleheader the next day. It started about 10 minutes after 5 local time the next day. And there were just a few hundred people in this big old ballpark.
I do remember. And then we went from here to Miami, and I think all told there was over 9 hours of rain delay we had to suffer through. It was a brutal trip. But it was our good fortune to really get to know Randy Johnson when he put that Giants uniform on. Completely different guy than what you imagined him to be when he was on another team. But absolute 100% Hall of Famer. And you know, the best part about Randy Johnson, since he's been named in the Hall of Fame, he'll be inducted this month, is how much he's enjoyed it.
He really has enjoyed it. We saw him earlier in the year, and Randy, and he's always been a likable guy. It's just that not that many people knew about it, because on the mound, just a fierce competitor. and intimidating. He was 6 feet 10 inches tall, and I'm talking about as a pitcher, 6'10", and he threw 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. And that is the strikeout for Jake Peavy. Lobaton is 0 for 2. The 4th strikeout of the game for Jake.
Well, that's 4 strikeouts, and that's 4 swing and miss strike threes. And that's another thing that he could not do early in the year. He couldn't finish off a hitter.
Dave Righetti.
And here, I mean, he just pumps a 2-seam fastball right through Lobaton. And that, again, that little second stage hop that he has on the end of his fastball, hopped right over the bat.
Michael Taylor now, who struck out his first time. And Jake was thought that was a strike.
We used to watch Peavy when he was with the Padres, and he would throw a lot of pitches at the belt, and you're going, how are guys not hitting that? And you ask them, what do you see when you're in the batter's box?
Right to Duffy, who was playing him shallow. And Taylor is out number 2.
And guys would say the ball hops on you. I mean, you see it and it jumps in on you, and it explains why even in an area that would be defined as poor location, he's getting away with it. It's because he has that movement.
Now Gio Gonzalez. Did you think Gio's ball was fair or foul?
I thought it was fair when it off the crack of the bat. It wasn't until we saw it like 3 times on the replay that we were convinced that it was foul. That's as close as I've ever seen to a ball that was called foul that could have been a home run.
And if I'm an umpire on the replay, I need more than what I saw, because I didn't see the ball past the foul pole. I only saw it when it got to the fan after it was past the foul pole. And it's 0-2. But he got 0-2 to Gio back in the 3rd inning, and then suddenly it was 3-2. And Gio fouled off a couple of pitches and then almost hit the home run. 0-2 the count. And that's a ball. 1-2.
Well, this is the angle you're talking about. It actually looks like the ball's coming back the other way. When you see a right-hander at the end of a fly ball going down the left field line, it would be hooking and going away from the foul pole. That was coming back into the foul pole. That's what was so deceptive about it.
There's Joe Panic. And that is a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jake Peavy. He's had 3 of those in 5 innings. On to the 6th. Peavy coming up, then the top of the order. No score.
Big play the Togo's way. We go back to the 1989 NLCS Game 4. Matt Williams Hits a home run off Steve Wilson, the second two-run homer. That came in the 5th inning to break a 4-4 tie. The Giants would go on to win that ball game by a 6-4 margin. That was the difference in the game. And Candlestick was never louder.
Quite a series that was. And there's Matt today as the manager of the Washington Nationals, the first place Nationals. And Gio Gonzalez was shut out the Giants for the first 5. And Jake Peavy loses the bat, and that's up into the seats.
Well, it is wet. That is the weirdest feeling in the world when that happens. This guy got up, stood up, made the play.
He caught it.
He charged it. Gamer. And he definitely saved his date. Nice play.
Look at that. Yeah, that's good hands.
That's proper technique. That's how you catch a bat right there.
0-2. Peavy had a sacrifice bunt his first time. And the fastball is too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff man Angel Pagan on deck. That guy caught a bat earlier.
He has not been off the phone since. He's been sending out selfies all over the country. Yep. Fun at the yard. But bottom line is everybody's okay.
And Jake, they say he got fooled on that one.
He did not sound happy.
Fifth strikeout for Gio Gonzalez, and now Pagan will come up. Giants have not had a hit since the 3rd inning when Blanco led off with a single. In fact, the first 3 innings, the Giants got a leadoff single in all 3, including Pagan leading off the game. He blooped one into shallow left center, and he popped out his next time up there. Gio Gonzalez has retired 10 straight Giants since Blanco's leadoff single in the 3rd.
Yeah, they've got to get him in the stretch.
Nothing, 6th inning. 1 out, nobody on. Hit hard, and Espinosa had gone to his right. The ball shot back to his left and right by him. That was scored as a hit for Pagan.
That ball was hit very hard. I'm not sure what it hit, but it definitely came back on him. It looks like it hit the mound and then kicked away from him.
Right.
And usually when a ball hits the mound, it'll take some steam off it. But this thing changed the spin on it. Completely fooled Espinosa. It's been ruled a hit, as it should be.
All right. I don't know what else it could have hit. It did hit the right side of the mound. So now Joe Panik has popped up to short and lined out to center. And he takes a called strike. Left-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitcher. Panik came into the game hitting .297 against lefties. Along the left field line, Taylor, after a long run, and Jerry Davis ruled that he caught that in fair ground.
That really backs up the point you made about how good he is defensively. Take another look at the ball off the bat of Angel Pagan, and you can see as to how this ball almost redirected itself away from Espinosa. It's a great shot there.
So 2 down. Pagan still at first. Here comes Matt Duffy. Here's Calvin Coolidge.
Glad I'm not sitting behind him.
He looks very stoic, doesn't he?
He does.
Duffy off the glove of Robinson, and then the ball dropped at second, and it's in play. Pagan made a mistake. He made a very bad mistake, too.
Ouch.
With Buster Posey coming up, Pagan was safe at second base, and he left the bag. And now the inning is over. The ball was there, and Pagan, oblivious to the fact that he had not been called out, took off. Inning over.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, Angel Pagan just assumed that he was out at second base and did not realize that the throw had been dropped by Ian Desmond.
I mean, he saw that the ball had beaten him there, and he just assumed indeed. And the assumption is the mother of all screw-ups. A big play.
So now here is the top of the order for the Nationals. Last of the sixth inning against Jake Peavy. And it's 0-1 to Denard Span. Buster Posey was due up had Pagan stayed put at second base. Buster would have come up with 2 men on and 2 men out. That's a called strike 2.
Now, it's plays like that definitely brings momentum into your dugout, and I think it happened with the Nationals, but it's up to Peavy to bring that momentum right back to his dugout. So this is, in effect, almost like a shutdown inning. It's as important as you're trying to squash the momentum that came into the Nationals dugout because of the play that ended for the Giants in the top of the 6th.
Timeout was granted there just as Peavy had started into his motion.
And those are little things that you absolutely sense when you're on the mound out there. When a play goes against you, and it definitely will bring momentum to the other dugout.
1-2. And Ian Desmond has had a terrible first half of the season. Last year he hit 25 home runs. And he's into the final year of his contract to be a free agent when the year's over, and is having a horrible year. Joe Panic got a fast runner going there and makes the play beautifully. 1 away.
Big out right there. Well, next homestand, the Phillies are going to come to San Francisco, and they're going to visit the Giants the weekend of the 10th through the 12th. Saturday, July 11th, first 20,000 will receive a World Champions license plate, courtesy of Good Neighbor Pharmacy. And on Sunday the 12th, the first 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions cap, presented by Dignity Health. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets.
Now Danny Espinosa to face Jake Peavy. No score. Last of the 6th inning. Still sprinkling here.
Smile, John.
Cheese. Pagan. Got plenty of room for this one in the big part of the yard. 2 down.
Jake Peavy tonight really has pitched beautifully. He has had all of his pitches working. That was a double play in the first, and you can see the swing and miss strike threes. He's got 4 of them. And he has used basically all of his pitches to get those strikeouts. Breaking balls, changeups, fastballs. So that tells you that he has a confidence in all that he's throwing, which tells you that he has a confidence in the mechanics that he's using tonight. It's not like he's out there pitching with 1 pitch and showing you other pitches to set up that 1 pitch. He's got 4 weapons.
You know Escobar now, who has doubled and flied out to shallow right. Center field again. The best hit balls for the Nationals have all gone out there to the big part of the yard and have all died in the glove of Pagan.
That's a big inning from Peavy.
On to the 7th. Buster Posey coming up. Dwayne Kuiper coming back from the radio side.
By your local Toyota dealer. It's been a duel, a pitching duel. 0-4-0. That's the Giants line. 0-2-0. That's the National line. It has been a massive hookup between Jake Peavy and Gio Gonzalez. Angel Pagan a couple of knocks. And Bryce Harper, well, he's been walked twice. That's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 0-0. Top of the 7th here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
And I don't think it was a coincidence that Harper's been walked twice.
No.
So here's Buster Posey. Center field hit well. Span looking out. It is out of here. He's done it again as he jumps on the first pitch, and it's 1-0 Giants. That's a big fly.
That indeed is a big fly. And once again, he does it on the first pitch. And this one, he goes down and gets a 2-seam fastball trying to get strike 1. Knee-high, middle in. And backspins it right out over the head of Denard Span, the center fielder for the Nationals.
What a great reaction by Gonzalez.
makes it look so effortless. I mean, it really reminds you of Will Clark. Easy swing and the ball just jumps. Have a great first half, Buster Posey.
Home run number 14. Susak behind in the count, 0-2. Foul back.
That was a healthy rip.
Susak is singled and he struck out. In the dirt. Take a look at Gonzalez's reaction, and Mike, is it the sound or is it just the swing that pitchers know?
No, it's the sound, it's the contact. I mean, it's the guy who hit it. You absolutely know.
It's 2-2 to Susak. See the 9-game hitting streak what Buster Posey's done.
It's been impressive.
Susak stays alive. Well, the home run yesterday in a hard park to hit it in, especially in the part of the park that he hit it in. Same thing here tonight. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul.
Keep going up top to Susak. I mean, you're flirting with danger up there if you're Gio Gonzalez, because he can hit one just as far as Buster Posey, and he likes that ball across the letters.
Got him. John Hirschbeck watched Susak walk all the way back just to see if Susak was going to have any kind of reaction.
Well, and that's the thing that Hirschbeck has to stop doing. I mean, he's a good umpire. He is. He's always been a good umpire, but he just has a short fuse. And I think at times he looks for guys that might give him some rebuttal.
Crawford takes a strike. Well, plus, veteran umpires don't appreciate young players doing anything that's out of the ordinary.
Well, Susak did not take the bait.
He did not. Crawford up the middle, slowed down by Gonzalez. Escobar's going to pick it up and throw, and they get him.
Just a bit of bad luck from Brandon Crawford's perspective. I don't know if the ball even gets by Gio Gonzalez, because they had cheated Desmond, the shortstop, over towards the middle of the diamond. I think he would have been there to pick it up. But once his ball hits and kicks away from a pitcher, I mean, it really is bad luck if it gets to an infielder. They can make a play on you.
I'm sure Duffy feels the same way in his at bat in the 6th.
Yep.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell drives one to center field. Span on the move. He stops and he makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Buster Posey, home run number 14. Bye-bye, baby. 1-0 Giants.
Have you heard about Pence on the Fence? It's a true Giants fan must-have. Friday, July 10th, the social media night at the Yard. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Phillies and your very own Pence on the Fence doll. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Well, this is going to be interesting because it's going to be Harper to lead things off, and Jake Peavy has kind of had his way with Harper in his first 2 at-bats just by sending him down the line. Well, you really can't do that to lead off an inning. And Harper leading out the inning here in the 7th. And Harper with a swing and a foul back.
He was on it. I mean, he's just looking for hunting for a strike. And this is not a situation where you got a 1-run lead. Now you can pitch to him, and you don't want to walk a guy to start an inning off. So you go after him.
And you go after him as carefully as you can. No overshift, but the left side of the diamond playing Harper to pull. Just outside, you can see Peavy trying to shave that outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2. On deck is Clint Robinson. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Stay on a corner. I mean, he's got a chance here with a 2-2 count. Kind of tease him again and hope he chases.
Full count.
And now you got to get after him.
Three and 2. And that's foul.
He comes right at him with an 83-mile-an-hour changeup and puts it right at the bottom of the strike zone. I mean, that's a quality pitch and a 3-2 count to a guy who's got great power and great confidence like Harper. So you wait him out. And this is gamesmanship right here. Just kind of make him wait, make him step out, and throw him another changeup. Or a curveball.
Oh, man.
TV immediately looked into the Giants dugout to the face of Dave Righetti. Let's take a look at how he went after him here. Challenge, first pitch strike, then he kind of nibbled with a changeup, backdoored him with a little slider, then down below with his changeup, then down below again, and here's the 3-2 pitch that was so good. And here, a little backdoor breaking ball is just a little bit high. We've seen that pitch called a strike from Hirschbeck tonight.
So here's Clint Robinson, who's Strickland starting to get loose. Way outside, so Peavy's first pitch out of the stretch here in this 7th isn't close. On deck is Desmond. This little pop-up's going to be out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hunter Strickland starts to get heated up in the Giants bullpen. Pepper's got 3 stolen bases on the year, so you do have to check him. Make sure he stops. Vary your rhythms out of the stretch. Can't just ignore him.
Into the gap. Struck well and deep and gone. So just like that, the Nationals take the lead on the home run by Clint Robinson. That's the hot spot of the park right there.
That's very much like the Coors Field hot spot in right center. It is. It's loud. But the Giants just are getting torched on this road trip with mistakes middle in, above the thigh, to guys they don't really know too well. 3 times Justin Bour got him in Miami, and here it's Clint Robinson.
So here's Desmond. Desmond on one hop to Duffy. That's got Justin Bour going. He hit another one in Chicago today.
I bet I know where the location was.
So here's Jose Lobaton. Lobaton 0 for 2. And a strike. Too hot. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He wanted to wrap that around the outside corner at the knees. He had to wait to shake out 3 pitches to get to that little backdoor breaking ball. Veteran pitchers are going to call their game. And now this becomes a big pitch for him. I don't know if Bruce Bochy's going to let him get back in this stretch again with 93 pitches under his belt.
And the walk. And here comes Bruce Bochy.
And he's going to be thinking about that 3-2 backdoor slider that got called a ball. As upset about that as he is with the home run. But one thing you cannot take away from Jake Peavy, he pitched beautifully tonight.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
2-1 lead for the Nationals on the home run by Clint Robinson here in the 7th.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Hunter Strickland. 17th time he's come in. Very solid contribution this first half. 20 strikeouts in 7 2/3, 17 2/3 with 4 walks. Mid to high 90s with the fastball, 2 types of movement on that. Changeup and a slider.
So here's Michael Taylor with Lobatone at first. Panic in shallow right field. 2 out. Well, Ugla's going to pinch hit. See the numbers for Ugla. He's up there for one reason. See if he can run into one. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, his happy zone is mid-thigh to about 6 inches above the belt, middle end. And he can hit the ball as far as anybody. You have to keep the ball down and away to this guy. Good high ball mistake hitter.
Yeah, and it really doesn't matter how hard you throw either.
No. You could shoot a pellet gun through the strike zone and he'd pull it. Not impressed with speed. That's where you have to be, and that's 97 with cut. And really, if you look from behind it, the 2 types of fastballs, you really can see a distinction in the movements. That's a 4-seam fastball at 97 with a little sliding movement away from the righty, and then he'll throw the 2-seamer that will go away from a lefty into a righty. And that's something he didn't have last year.
In the dirt, and it's blocked by Susac. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 to Dan Ugla. Got it in the middle of the inning. The difference in the game right now, Clinton Robinson, he goes deep into right center field. As we go to the 8th, it's 2-1 Nationals. 14th NLDS Game 2. Yasmeta Petit was fabulous. Entered the game in the bottom of the 12th, and he went 6 innings, 1 hit. Jason Worth had a base hit in the 13th. No runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He threw 80 pitches. He saved the day. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So the new pitcher now for the Nationals will be Matt Thornton. He really has had a nice first half in 30 games, 19 innings. So they've used him as a situational lefty. Throws hard, low to mid-90s with a fastball, hard slider.
Diving is Espinosa, and he throws out Blanco. A nice play.
That's a big play too. Turn around the leadoff hitter, a guy with speed like Blanco. You say Espinosa's really changed himself completely around with the glove. He used to be a guy that was prone to errors, but not anymore. A lot of hard work's paying off for him. That was a good play, big play.
So here's Joaquin Arias. Arias shows bunt, and he takes a strike.
Thornton's been a great story for the Nationals. He was claimed off waivers last year from the Yankees in August. And since he's come over here in 47 games, his ERA has been 1.48. I mean, he really has found a home here in the National League.
Arias taps it foul, so it's a quick 0-2.
Nationals really have moved him up the ladder of the bullpen. He sets up. Not afraid to throw him up there against right-handers.
In the dirt with Pagan on deck.
You see the reception that Jake Peavy got when he got back to the Giants dugout. And this is after Strickland came in at the end of the inning. He was right over there telling him thank you very much. But he pitched very well tonight.
So it's 2-2. Pagan on deck. Foul back. Arias trying to get something going with 1 out here in the 8th. Overtime could not hang on. It stays at 2-2.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
Three and 2 to Joaquin Arias. So you got to figure Thornton's going to throw a run right down the middle of the plate. He does, and Arias is out.
94 to middle half. And this is the one that gets you talking to yourself if you're a hitter and you're not an everyday player and you don't get frequent at bats. When you start swinging through fastballs in challenge situations, that is one that it's going to be hard for Arias to forget.
It is, because you know you're going to get it. Pagan's 2 for 3. Guarding the line at third is Escobar. There's a strike to even the count. What we see with Escobar at third. One ball, one strike.
And there's a changeup. You see more changeups from Thornton to righties than lefties.
Foul back. It's 2-2. Two offering to Angel Pagan, and it's high, 3-2. So back-to-back hitters. Thornton goes 3-2. Into center field, Span moving back, and that'll end the inning. It remains 2-1 Nationals. It'll be early tomorrow morning for our great fans back in the Bay Area. Pre-game live is going to start at 7:30. The game is going to be right at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. So breakfast with the Giants for game 2 of the series. Check us out right here on CSN Bay Area. So we're going to check out a Major League debut. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So the new pitcher's going to be Josh Osich. Osich, a 6th-round pick by the Giants in 2011. He has come up through the system, been in San Jose, Richmond this year. These are his numbers in AA and AAA. 37 strikeouts in 36 innings against 11 walks. Really earned the right to be here with good numbers.
Facing Denard Span. And the first pitch strike at 91. And it's 0-1.
A lot of cutters like that at 91. The big guy, 6'2", 230 pounds, went to Oregon State.
And misses a little high. 96. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good fastball.
That is a good fastball.
How cool is this, though? I mean, Osich and Susak, teammates at Oregon State. So if you got to make a major league debut, nice throwing to an old college buddy.
Which is high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
From Boise, Idaho. Really, in 4 seasons, it really didn't take him that long to get to the big leagues.
Three and 1. So the first pitch that Osich threw was a strike, and he hasn't thrown one since.
And this becomes a big pitch for him. Easy take there for Span.
So here's Espinosa.
With Jeremy Affeldt going on the disabled list, the Giants are down to 1 left-hander in the bullpen. And Bruce Bochy wanted to get Javier Lopez some help. So they dip into the system.
So a base stealer in Span, who's got 11 steals, and Espinosa at the plate. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
I mean, that's a hard cutter. Thrown at 90-91. It's one you can throw it right at the bell of a right-handed hitter. Or if you get ahead, you can throw it at the back foot.
Osich will step off because Espinosa stepped out. If Osich were to look down to the bullpen, there isn't anybody warming up.
I think it was empty.
And a toss to first.
Empty. I mean, he's going to at least face the first 4 hitters, though, or first 5 hitters, because of Bryce Harper and Clint Robinson.
Crawford and Panic at double play depth. Pulled foul. So it stays at 0-2.
Just running that little cutter in tight where it's most effective. Probably just go out that a bit.
Got a bit indeed. So it stays at 0-2. Now low, 1-2.
And that's the changeup. So you see the 3 pitches that he's going to use, and you'll see more changeups, I believe, when Osich faces the right-handers than you will with the lefties. But he looks composed. I mean, nobody knows what's going on between the ears of Josh Osich. But you can only imagine he's pretty jacked up making his debut. But he slowed the pace down.
Got him.
And that is his first big league strikeout. And that was 94. Right at the base of the strike zone. So that'll relax him. Yeah, why not, kid? Save it. It's your first big league strikeout. Just be glad he called timeout.
I don't know. I think he thought the ball was too fat. So he threw it.
Two-seamer at 94. That's good sink.
Escobar doubled in the first. Since then he's hit a ball to right. He's hit a ball to center. And he's thrown 1 bat into the seats. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, it's amazing when you go through your first big league appearance, your heart is pumping so hard, but this is the one moment you get asked about the rest of your life.
Yeah. Just inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Good pitch. But it is definitely nice to see 94, 96 mile an hour fastballs coming out of the minor leagues. It's a good pitch. It's getting squeezed right now. Andrew Susac is making a case.
Well, Bruce Bochy just checked in with John Hirschbeck. Only the way Bruce Bochy can do. Yep, I think you're right.
And Hirschbeck's an old umpire, and old umpires, they usually make rookies earn that strike zone.
Even. 3 balls and 1 strike.
He's not missing by very much. But now this is where the cheese gets a little more binding. And Dave Righetti going to come out and bring a little serenity into the mind of Josh Osich. You have to face one of the best hitters in the game.
Yes, you do.
And you know what he's going to try and do? He's going to try and get happy on 1 pitch. He's going to look for a 95 mile an hour gift right over the middle of the plate. Just because he doesn't know Josh Osich doesn't mean he won't go up there hacking on the first pitch. With Harper, it's all about get a pitch to hit.
And the fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Here goes Meadow Petit. 2 walks and a strikeout.
Petit's thinking about one guy, Ian Desmond.
Two and 0.
That's right. Take a walk. Try and slow it down. Not easy.
Giants trying to get to the 9th inning, trailing by 1. And this pitch important right here. Pagan coming in. And now Pagan turns it on a little bit more, and he makes the catch.
Huge pitch for Josh Osich. It's hard to maintain calm when you have 200 cc's of adrenaline jumping through your body. He had to come into him, belt high cutter, and he just gets out on the end, and you can see Harper thought he missed one.
So here's Robinson, who homered in the 7th inning. One ball and no strikes.
Now here's where he can be a little more selective. This is going to be his last hitter this inning, no matter what. They've got a right-handed hitter, Desmond, on deck, and they got Petit in the bullpen warming up. And he's got an open base here. With 2 outs, he does have a base. So he can think quality pitches. He doesn't just have to lay something in there to Robinson. Now, I don't know if he can process that because of all the adrenaline that's pumping through him, but
hit out to Blanco. And that's going to end the inning. 9th inning coming up. Giants need a run to tie and 2 to take the lead.
It's going good. It's brought to you by Honda, and we think that Clint Robinson, the big first baseman for the Nationals, is that player because of one swing of the bat. In a 1-0 ball game, 1 man on, nobody out, bottom of the 7th, he takes a fastball down and in and yanks it out of the ballpark for home run number 4 in the year, and that has been the difference in this ball game. And that allows us to say that Clint Robinson is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
2-1 Nationals. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Drew Storen, the closer for the Nationals, coming in right now. 32nd time that he's come in. He's got 23 saves on the year, 36 strikeouts against 6 walks, just 30 base runners in 30 innings. You're going to see a low to mid-90 fastball, hard slider, and a changeup.
And here he's facing Joe Panik, who takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Panik takes low, 2 balls, no strikes. I know you don't believe in it, but I just changed pencils.
I do believe in it.
2-0.
I did that 2 innings ago.
Duffy to follow. And then Buster Posey. And strike.
That's
Hit the PB straight.
See, that's right there. You see that pitch called and the inconsistency in this game and the effect that it's had on this game. It does make you mad. And I guarantee Jake Peavy's in the game, in the clubhouse watching this, seeing that pitch, and he's wondering aloud.
Three and one.
But it's all part of it.
Storen to Panik. 3-1 pitch. On the ground. Desmond off to the side. Got him. Nice play.
Yeah, it really was. Everything about that pitch was the big leagues. 3-1 challenge. Panik hit a bullet, a one-hop topspin seed right to Desmond, who wrestles it down 360s and knows he has all the time after he catches it and throws a strike over to Robinson.
So here's Duffy.
Nice play by Desmond. He has not had a good defensive year. He's got 18 errors on the year.
And a strike to Duffy. Duffy's 0 for 3.
Rare to see Duffy go after a pitch out of the strike zone. And that one absolutely took off on him. So now you make the adjustment and protect.
A 1-2.
Good pitch, good take.
On the ground into the hole. Desmond got him. 2 out. Mr. Posey hit a home run in the 7th inning.
And a challenge fastball out of the plate at the knees. It took on the deep part of the yard. And Gio Gonzalez, he knew that that thing was out the minute it left the bat.
In the park to left. And that's the ball game. So game one of the series, it goes to the Nationals. And now the Giants have dropped the first 4 games on this road trip, and all those losses have been similar, with a big home run beating them every game.
Well, indeed, and one-run losses are very painful, because you think about wasted opportunities, and the Giants are going to go back home, and they're going to think about what could have been a very disappointing night.
Final score, Nationals 2, Giants 1. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's going to start right now.